Tuesday afternoon. A little bit of still tinkering in the starting lineup for Bob Thompson and this Eagles team. Finn Hines is in the starting lineup once again for the third time. Moritz Gundelach is back in the starting lineup, so that's an important note for BC. And get ready to go here on this Tuesday afternoon. Important start, you would think, for Boston College.
Yeah, especially you mentioned Gundelach being back. He was crucial in that game against Binghamton to start. Got hurt towards the end, but really a staple on that back line for Bob Thompson in this defense. And to get in Hines again, who's getting his feet wet here in his first collegiate season, a couple of games under his belt now. That's been a big part of this BC success throughout their time with Bob Thompson, is having a strong defense. So trying to mix and match those pieces to find the right combination, and we'll see how that plays out here in a big matchup for both of these teams.
Aiden Farwell is starting today for the first time this year, but kind of the big change tactically that we've seen is Jack Burkhart slides back to a center back role. Now that's what he grew up playing, as this ball over top first for Hankin Shostime, who scored a goal in his debut with BC in that game against Binghamton. We did not see him against Providence. Here is Farwell looking for the cross, and it's off to the side of the net. But Jack Burkhart, who had been playing more of that holding midfield role, he is back in a center back spot. As we said, that's where he played in his youth, so it allows Hines to move up a little bit, and he is now paired with Gundelach in that back line.
Yeah, back as a center back, won 2 back-to-back U19 MLS Next Championships in that position with the New England Revs Academy, and trying to get more comfortable in that position here at the collegiate level. Has great vision, can set up his teammates, and can also find the back of the net.
BC was granted a corner kick on that sequence.
It's a good ball from the corner, a lot of rotation on it, but no Eagles on the backside of the post to make a play on it. So Northeastern heads it out of play, and be another throw in here for Boston College. But you want to see those opportunities, especially from the corners early on. Try to get a little closer on target.
Towards the box once again, it comes back out. Toro on the turf, it was knocked out, and here comes Northeastern trying to counter a bit.
It's a Huskies team that's had a couple of down years. Just 4-5-7 a year ago, 4-7-6 2 years prior to that. Had an outstanding year back in 2021 where they had 11 wins. Fell to Elon in the CAA semifinals. Trying to get back there, and Jerry Bonomo in his second season just trying to get the right pieces in. A lot of freshmen, a lot of transfers coming in.
Came in after a long stint as the head coach of Wisconsin Green Bay. A bunch of transfers came with him before last season. We saw a little bit more of this for Boston College the last few games than what we saw maybe in the opener. And this is kind of what Bob Thompson was working with a couple of years ago. This is over top. Tobias Jan comes out. Hankin Shostime comes in, trying to make contact, and Jan is down, aggressively coming out, and they will stop play here. 41-41 remaining in the first.
Yeah, I think Northeastern wants a foul, but because Jan came so far out of the box, you've got to allow the play there. And
well, I mean, if there was really contact up in his head area, oh boy. Just looking back at it, I mean, he's certainly going for the ball, as you talked about, but if you get foot to head like that, it looks like they have certainly not given out a card at the moment.
Yeah, it looked like the officials, our head official was right on that play. And again, Jan went diving head first out of the box towards the ball, and I think that's where it becomes a little tricky. But good to see Jan kind of sitting up, working with the trainer there, talking to the trainer. Great job by Ask Ekeland as well, coming over to make sure he's okay from Boston College. It's one of those as a forward, sometimes you just want to try to get a piece of it to chip it over the keeper, but Jan, so big at 6'2", close that gap probably quicker than expected.
He has played every minute so far this year. Started the first 4 games of last season before a season-ending injury. So they were really excited to have him back this year. Grad student from Germany who started his career, once again, one of these guys at Green Bay with Jeremy Bonamo.
Yeah, 10 shutouts and 17 wins. Made over 130 saves and 41 appearances. Always good to have a reliable keeper back there, especially one that you're familiar with.
So it'll be a restart here for Northeastern. Good to see that Jan is okay. He's going to stay in. But I think, you know, as we started to talk about, a couple of sequences down that end already for Boston College. I think that's a positive sign early.
I think now it's time for Northeastern to try to get an opportunity here to build some momentum as well after Boston College held possession on their end for a while. It's a good job by the official trying to play advantage, but because of the contact there, you just got to call the foul, so BC will get the free kick.
Started to say before, you know, a couple of years ago with Bob Thompson, you see a lot of what you're seeing right now from Boston College, right? Not afraid to go back to the keeper, use their center backs, try to hold possession. The change starts to come with how much you're pushing upfield. And we saw in game 1 against Binghamton, they certainly did that a lot. Since that point, they've, you know, kind of morphed a little bit into that possession game that we've talked a lot about with this BC team that you see right now. And we'll see how much that carries through the course of the day and when they decide to push, especially with someone like Burkhart now in the center back role. Goes over top for Russell Brown into the corner against Jaden Prado. And that's out for a throw. Jaden Prado, who was named the CAA's first defensive player of the week last week after scoring the game-tying goal in the second half in Northeastern's lone win against Stonehill.
He's done a great job. He's earned starts in the last 2 games for this Huskies team.
Toro back for Behar and Ask Ekeland. Deflect off a Huskies defender. And it's out off of Ekeland.
It's a great job by Devnani, the junior there. Try to play that against Ekeland.
Behar in for Hankin Showtime. Oh, that was a nice touch looking for Ekeland. A bit strong of a knockoff of his foot. And Dylan Mafong now trying to weave through. Mafong still on it and earns a corner. Well, Bob Thompson told us before the season he called Dylan Mafong lightning in a bottle, and we have seen that every time he's been out on the pitch so far this year.
Yeah, he can make plays, and it's only a matter of time before he finds the back of the net with those moves and those skills.
So second corner for Boston College in the early going. They have certainly had the possession in this game. Lower ball immediately headed out. Toro guides it back to his center backs. And here is Behar. Farwell back for Gundelach. His pass is too strong. Looking for Ekeland.
We've been talking about it. BC just controlling possession so far. Nothing too dangerous on Borak on the other side.
Foul called here against Mafong. Bryce Flowers got knocked down for Northeastern.
Sometimes lightning comes with thunder, right?
All the time, right?
It's a big hit.
Unless I'm trying to explain the concept to my daughter.
Or the science projects will come up
Yeah.
soon.
Farwell with some space in the middle. Oh, stumbled over it, but did a nice job to keep it going. Really nice day in the 70s, low 70s today. as we have definitely gone past the heart of the summer. It's dropped down into the 40s and 50s at night, but still plenty nice during the day as we play here in Newton.
When you bring two pairs of clothes, right? You got to bring the extra jacket.
It's such a luxury for Boston College to have Burkhart be able to slide back into this role and do something different tactically with all of his experience at a center back, even though it's not at the collegiate level.
That's 2 times now he's gone for the deep route and been on target. Turf just playing a little bit of a speed monster today where the ball's just escaping from the intended target, but his eyes, his vision downfield is so good. And if he's able to connect on one of those passes, this Northeastern back line is going to have to send some help.
Make sure we get good cover.
Just talk about that combination right there in the middle as well with Moritz Gundelach. They've been communicating since the start of the match.
Ekeland, nice touch. Hankin chose time. Looking for Russell Brown. Russell Brown, another one, starting his 3rd game in a row after coming off the bench in game 1. Scored a goal, an opening goal in that game against Siena last week. From Christian Brothers University, one of a few different guys. Brown, we talked about Hankin chose time. Abdul Malak, who's not in the starting lineup today, but guys who are moving up a level, coming from whether it's lower D1 or even Division II, but have proven and shown an ability to score no matter what level they're at. How does that translate now trying to do it in the ACC?
We talked about Hankin chose time and what he was able to do throughout his career with 45 goals coming into this season. And then even Russell Brown and his success was able to pick up his first collegiate goal here at Boston College.
Toro reads Mafong. Mafong stays wide, now comes inside. Mafong taken down in the box, and no call. And now they've granted it. Took a moment, but Mafong, who was knocked down from behind, and he will be given a key opportunity here 10 minutes in. They're going to take a look, which they're allowed to do, to determine whether this should be a foul and a penalty. John Rush, the referee, will come over and hopefully live up to his name as he takes a peek at the video. So they are allowed to review whether there is a penalty in the box.
And I actually like the official taking his time to kind of process, was that enough? And then realizing, hey, like if this is called, we can go to a review and check it out. So the officiating crew got together and now they're going to the tunnel to check this one out. And these are the reviewable situations in collegiate soccer. And they're going to see if there could be a foul called inside the penalty box, which would determine if there is a penalty kick awarded.
And they'll stick with it. Rowan Capilla, I mean, he looks like he's putting his hands up and trying to avoid contact as much as possible, but he does get into a position where he's stuck behind, and I think probably rightfully so, does make enough contact to force Mafong down. Mafong's not going down other than that. So I think that is the correct call, and what an opportunity here for Ask Ekeland to try to give Boston College an early lead.
And Jan was just given a yellow card by the official. I think he was complaining a little bit too much, crossed the line, so now Tobias Jan has a yellow.
And that may go back to the play earlier as well. Ask Ekeland with an opportunity, trying to give BC the lead on an early penalty. Ekeland scores. First goal of the year for the second team All-ACC player from last year, Ask Ekeland. And a big early start for Boston College, converting on the penalty.
Led Boston College with 8 goals and 18 points a season ago. Had a pair of game-winning goals and now finds the back of the net on the PK. Just cool, calm, and collected. Ask Ekeland stays low, gets Jan to bite to the left side, sneaks it under on the right. And just like that, BC has a 1-0 lead.
that's one where, you know, you talk about it in this sport sometimes. You feel like that was an earned goal. You know, for all the time that we talked about, BC was in that end. They have a couple opportunities. Officially, it's only 2 shots and that one on target, but it certainly felt like they earned that. And especially considering the way the last couple of games have gone, that's got to feel really good to get that early on in this game. And they're right back to it. Russell Brown trying to change field quickly.
Such good speed.
Yes, he is. He was looking for Hank and Cho's time there. Couldn't run underneath it.
Had a couple of runners. Even Ekeland was cutting across the middle, too, so had a couple of options, but good job on Northeastern to come back on that back line. A couple of defenders hustling back.
Burkhart does a good job to get over there, knocks it out to the near side.
We talked about his offensive capabilities and finding his teammates. He's so good defensively as well. Great on-ball defender.
BC's actually given possession there. It was deflected off a red kit.
Hey, some nice kits for Northeastern. Nice bright red with the black shorts.
And tied up with Ethan Kang. And they're going to stop play. And
yeah, I think Ask Ekeland had his cleat
to be
was
had.
stuck on the back of Capella's cleat, so he couldn't get it off. And it wasn't like he was stopping. He kind of lifted his heel to make sure that it wasn't going down onto the back foot of Capella. That's one that would hurt if you could get that back of the ankle.
It's one of those games where there's certainly a lot of respect between these two staffs, but when you have two schools as close as these two are, a lot of players with Massachusetts next to their name on the roster on both sides, there's just going to be a natural level of good rivalry animosity that everybody's going to have to manage in a game like this. Northeastern looking for just their second ever win against Boston College. The only time came in the 2012 NCAA tournament in a game at Parsons Field in Brookline.
It was a good BC team and ended up suffering a heartbreaking loss to the Huskies.
First corner of the game for Northeastern. Hankin Chostime using his height there to be first on it. BC is 14-1-1 all time against Northeastern. They have not played the last couple of years. Played a crazy game here back in 2022, game that Boston College led 3-0, and then Northeastern scored 2 penalties in the second half to get within 3-2, which ended up being the final tally.
It's back when Stefan Stigodarson had a brace in that one.
Russell Brown tied up. And finally, Prado does enough to dig it out.
Yeah, BC coaching staff didn't like all the dancing going around. They wanted to see that ball move, and Prado was able to just take it away, draw the foul.
Capilla, one of a few players, as we talked about, started his career at Green Bay with Jeremy Bonomo. Actually went to Marshall for a year. Didn't play a ton last year before transferring to Northeastern for this season. Senior defender from Saskatchewan.
Had a couple of shots against Holy Cross in the season opener for the Huskies, and followed that up with an assist against Stonehill.
It was a 1-1 tie.
Stay, Jack. Russell in the frame of the goal, Russell!
Devnati comes across, contact in the box again, this time not called. As the first-year keeper, Andrej Borak makes the save.
Yeah, I think they're upset about the follow-through. He has to have an opportunity to kick that ball through and have a safe landing, and I think that's where Bonomo and the coaching staff for Northeastern are upset. Did not have a clear landing space.
10th minute goal on the penalty by Ask Ekeland. That's the difference right now, 1-0 lead for Boston College over Northeastern. Behar actually, I think, didn't think that ball was going to get through, so started going back to it, and Devnati actually did not have the lane to get it, so it ends up going out.
You see Northeastern stringing together a couple of opportunities here, trying to keep possession in that attacking third.
Hines goes back for Borak.
Second ball! Second ball, Eden! Well done, good decision!
Farwell. A ton of hang time underneath it.
I haven't talked too much about Borak, but a couple of good plays here is showing off his strong foot.
He won the job in the offseason. They've allowed him to play into that role. Sliding play by Burkhardt. It does set up corner kick number 2. It's Jaden Prado, the senior. Another Green Bay transfer, his second year here with Northeastern. Earns it, and Ethan Kang will take the corner.
Preseason All-CAA honorable mention was Ethan Kang.
Borak grabs that clean. Well, he stands at 6'5". He's made 8 saves so far. He's surrendered 5. And this game number 4 of his first season.
And that was tough because you had 6'2" Fraser Brown right there trying to get a header on it. Brown, who's coming off an outstanding year last year with the Huskies, 11 points, 5 goals, and 1 assist. Really, both teams have struggled to find offense early on in the season, and just trying to find those players that are going to be able to generate opportunities, especially as you get into conference play. I know for the Huskies, 1 game down against Drexel, and felt like they had opportunities there. Northeastern also received the red card in that game, so they were down to 10 players late in that match.
Burkhardt has had the ball on his foot a lot here in the early going. Gundelach trying to get it through for Farwell on the run. And Hines is overplaying in that right back spot. Behar in his usual spot on the left. Here's Ekeland. Over for Mafong, does a nice job to stay with it. Fancy footwork before it's swiped away at the end there by Devnani.
Good cross there by Behar. Just got cleared out.
Here's Ekeland. Ekeland with some space. Tries to go to that far corner, low side. And it's controlled by Tobias Jan.
You mentioned, Eric, Dylan Mafong. It's 3 times now he's been on ball, and he's worked through a couple of defenders and so skilled with the ball on his foot.
Toro called for a little bit of, got that arm around a bit on Devnani. I think you're right, though. I think, you know, give Northeastern credit. They still don't have an official shot recorded, but they have, you know, the first 10 minutes up until the BC goal. I mean, we really did not see the ball down this end of the pitch at all. It's been much more even since that point in a 1-0 game.
I think sometimes, you know, that first goal going in, you realize, hey, we're here to play.
Nice move by Fraser Brown trying to get through. All the Eagles could do was clear it out.
We talked about Brown, his abilities around the net. Last year, towards the end of the season, finished with goals in 4 straight matchups. Huskies went 2-1-1 down the stretch. It felt like they finished the season strong. Trying to carry that momentum into this year.
If you go back over their last 8 matches, they lost just 1 game. They were 2-1-4 over their final 8 matches that included that unbeaten streak of 6 matches at one point at 2-0-4. But Brown included in it. It was the scoring that really finally elevated as the year went on. 15 goals over their last 4 games. They had scored just 2 goals in the 7 games prior. It was 8 total for the season before that last 4-game stretch. So you definitely saw the goal scoring go up a little bit. And trying to build on some of that momentum earlier on in the year for a team that was picked 4th in the North Division of the CAA.
Interesting this year that they've split it up into 2 different divisions. Got the North and the South, and Northeastern playing in that North Division. Changing landscape, right?
So you'll play your division opponent multiple times, but you won't see some of those teams in the other division. That's how they're doing it this year. So Northeastern will play Hofstra twice, Monmouth twice, Stony Brook twice, Drexel twice. And that'll be the conference slate.
Not easy when you've got Hofstra as the favorite in your division, and the year Hofstra had last year.
Team ranked in the preseason national poll. And Hines taken down. Really good job to get his body in the way, and Cade Tepe, all he could do was kind of grab the jersey and force Hines down. So Finn Hines, who played a little bit in game 1, and has earned more and more time as the year has gone on, making his 3rd start in a row now. And I think they've been pretty happy with what Boston College has seen from the German native.
Yeah, can play center back or defensive mid. He's one of those players that just rose through the ranks in the German youth system and continues to elevate his game.
Tighten up the back line! Tighten up the back line! Get across! Drop it!
Brown comes to the middle, and Will Schmidt works it wide. Here's Tepe against Hines. Tepe shot is blocked. Hines goes all Jacob Fowler to knock it away.
Not as slippery out there, right? That's a little easier to get your footing on the turf.
Tighter, Mafong! Tighter first! Stop cheating wide!
Ekeland, nice touch. Is it strong enough to get to Hank and Cho's time? Good read by Schurz to get back on it. Christoph Schurz, another German native who started his career at Green Bay. Just 6 games last year before missing the remainder of the season to injury.
Find it, Will Schmidt! Find it!
I think he's pretty happy. He's gotten starts now in the last 3 games, returning. Did not play against Holy Cross in the season opener, but can see he's just excited to be back and ready to play for this Huskies back line.
Hines, that time, he blocked one moments ago. This time, Jaden Prado coming all the way in and did get in front of it. Still will be out for a goal kick.
You talk about some hockey references. We got a line change coming here on the near side.
Four new players about to come in the game for BC. Burkhart too far on the service.
You can kind of see what they're trying to do with Burkhart back there, and it's just about getting on the same page with the forwards. We've seen Ask Ekeland get involved. We saw Hank and Cho's time there on that opportunity. It's just about feeling and reading. And once those two come together, with whether it's Burkhart or Ekeland or Hank and Cho's time, that can be a dangerous combination with the speed that those two forwards have.
Toro starts it forward for Ekeland. And whistle. Ekeland got a little too overzealous.
It's one of those you give away and you want to get it back so quickly and just end up committing a foul because you're a little over aggressive.
JT, come back next to Ask.
Another cross Looking for Devnani. It settles in the box. Nice touch from the outside, and Behar stops it clean. That was a really good touch by Bryce Flowers to give Fraser Brown a shot at it. And Behar's the one who stops it on the back line.
Well, Flowers has been fairly quiet so far, but 3 goals on the year, had his first career goal against Holy Cross, sat all of last year at Penn State, and saw his first collegiate action this year against Holy Cross. And well, just a revelation for this Northeastern group to have a player like Flowers, and you can see why. He can score, but he can also distribute.
Boston College scored the goal in this game, a 10th minute penalty kick goal from Ask Ekeland.
Resting defense now inside.
Now Northeastern doing a good job on the counter on this last play with Burkhart having the ball on his foot. You saw the back line move a couple of steps to kind of give themselves a cushion, and kind of paid off on that one to create the turnover.
So substitutes about to come in. Boston College is going to bring 5 new players into the game. Northeastern is going to bring in 4 new players into the game. So get your notebooks out. Ziad Abdul-Malak is in, Sander Martinson-Wold is in, Eric Almendaris, Mitchell Shevchenko-Rogers, and then most notably for Boston College, Nikolai Royal, a senior from Denmark who came in as a transfer from UCLA, comes in for the first time this year. He missed the first couple of games of the season. Another example of someone with experience scoring, right? 23 career goals collegiately, first at Wofford, and then last year for UCLA, where he scored 3 goals in 13 games.
Yeah, one of those goals came against number 8 Wisconsin, and so knows how to play in the big moments as well. And you talked about his time at Wofford, led the team in goals back in his sophomore year. So he's had some success throughout his collegiate career.
On the other side for Northeastern, Alec Kennison, Asaya Carroll, Shai Sharoni, and Morris Matthews all inserted on that last change. So countering fresh legs with fresh legs. So the whole forward unit switched out for Boston College.
Stay together with Nikolai. But stay together.
Hines in that right back spot.
Let's go! Let's go, Shai! Keep going! Toro, that's the ball! Get on hard! Get on hard! Come on, Mitchell!
I was just feeling like BC is not on the same page here on these passes. They tried to play it back, it didn't work out. Then the long pass just didn't connect.
Just trying to find that connection. We saw a lot of possession on that end of the pitch early, and now it's been much more even, if not in favor of Northeastern, down a goal. Martinson-Wold comes back, secures possession for Toro, and the Eagles will work through their back line. 17.5 minutes remaining in the first half. 1-0 Boston College on the penalty scored by Ask Ekeland.
Another possession that just felt broken from the start for BC. They get stuck in their own side, and that time it's Behar just trying to clear it out, but it gives it right back to the Huskies. This feels like an opportunity for Northeastern just to try to keep this pressure going against Northeastern. But we talked about this style of play for the Eagles, where they're playing it more back now, kind of what they were doing last year and the year prior. Felt a little bit different in that Binghamton game where the offense was pushing forward a lot more. But now the Eagles just trying to find the right combination of players out there.
Carroll couldn't quite run that ball down before it goes out over the end line.
Another great defensive play by Jack Burkhart. Gets over there, doesn't cause a foul, able to use his body to get the positioning and force that ball, or let that ball get out of play and allow his keeper to just get a goal kick here. talked about Burkhart last year as a sophomore, played all 17 games, 15 starts, 3 assists. Had a big assist against UNC at the end of the season. That Eagles win.
Drop a line, Sander. Drop a line with Nico. Help in the midfield.
Cerrone works back, and now it's Northeastern trying to hold a little bit more possession, perhaps.
Can we find Alec Rowan when we can?
Just smarter passing for Northeastern, not forcing it downfield.
Get the back four across.
Positioning themselves in a good position to try to attack here.
For Prado, settles with Finn Hines closest to him, and Shevchenko Rogers comes over as well.
It's great defense there by the freshman. Shevchenko Rogers comes in and immediately makes a deflection on that ball.
Little flick, but the flag was up.
Hey, that's all right, Red.
Asaya Carroll, first year from Lindenhurst, New York. 51 minutes so far this year on the attempt for Northeastern.
It's a good touch from the freshman. He just didn't have it on target after it got by. And it's one where the ball looked like it was probably going to carry past the end line, but instead takes a Northeastern bounce right to Carroll.
Ethan Leary and Rowan Capilla, center backs for Northeastern. Now Will Schmidt works wide. Schurz does come through in a bounce before Gundelach clears.
Maurice, don't get him pulled out!
Carroll again comes back into the box. Nice little move and a shot knocked down. Well played by Finn Hines. Again is the one there. Morris Matthews had the opportunity.
And credit BC, they have stood tall in the box in some of these shots. And sometimes, you know, a loose shot can hit a hand. It can get off a bad deflection, but they have done a great job in blocking shots and then recovering to clear it out of any dangerous opportunities for Northeastern.
I think there's probably two ways to look at things right now, right? On the one hand, I think you're right. I think the defenders have done a pretty good job being in spots at the end of it. You know, a couple of times even defenders have had to make saves. On the other hand, I think if you're Bob Thompson, the fear a little bit is this is similar to Siena in the fact that you have not had a shot since the penalty was scored in the 10th minute, right? Northeastern has had more of the possession. Now they're playing down, so obviously that comes with the territory a little bit. But now it's about absorbing it and kind of pushing back in a way that maybe you didn't see last Monday.
Yeah, it's a great point. I mean, Siena scored 3 unanswered after that opening goal. And it looked like Boston College was dominating possession. They jumped ahead, and they just couldn't find the response after that. And credit Siena, they did. And even now, Northeastern trying to find an opportunity.
Nothing called there as Toro goes down, and Schmidt has a chance with some speed. Knocked down by Gundelach. And Borak elects to just fall on it.
Yeah, looks like some friendly fire there in the box.
Clock stops with 11:42 remaining in the first. And Hines. It's the one who is a little bit slow getting up for Boston College. Looked like when Borak actually came out and dove for the ball, he accidentally hit Hines' leg, who is coming back. But everybody appears to be okay.
Northeastern just doing a great job, just kind of blocking these passing lanes, forcing BC to go back, and they'll do it again here against Borak. Just keeping the bodies moving, and Eagles can't find the open passing lanes.
Credit Northeastern, putting some pressure on.
You're too wide, the ball's over here, all the way inside. Jack, the body language after, knock it off. Straight left, there you go. Go forward, Sander, play off him. That's us.
Northeastern throw from the near side, Christoph Schurz.
Tighter, Mitchell. Mitchell, tighter. Wait, Eric. Reverse. Step up. Get inside. Jack, inside.
Here's Toro. Someone who they really like where he is right now after earning probably more time than they expected last year as a freshman. Now as a sophomore, gaining some of that experience. Burkhart for Abdul Malak. Under 10 minutes remaining here, first half, 1-0. The Boston College lead.
I think for a lot of these players, it's just about finding your role and earning that opportunity. And we talked about Toro, felt like he saw that chance, especially towards the end of last year, and really ran away with it.
This is where, if you're going to try to possess like this, which again, becomes important to Boston College's strategy, Northeastern, to their credit, has now done a better job pressing and making life difficult. That is the ball in open space that's taken away by Will Schmidt. Behar has to come back, couldn't quite keep it away. Schmidt with a chance going across. It deflects coming back. Another try is too high from Shai Sharoni.
But you like it for Sharoni. You want to try to put something on with everybody's backs kind of turned on that rebound opportunity. And again, it's Northeastern pushing the tempo, taking advantage of a BC turnover in their own end, and trying to get a scoring opportunity first time in the box, and then that last shot came from just outside the box. And Behar a little slow to get up. Came down hard on that attempted tackle here on the near side and might have rolled an ankle.
He had to hustle back to get into the play, and I think just as he was swiping, did a pretty good job to swipe and try to take possession away, but it just got caught on the turf a little bit. So he is checked on right now. I do think that this is probably not the worst time for a stoppage here. If you're talking about Boston College, just a little bit of a reset, right? Again, credit Northeastern, they've done a nice job putting some pressure on. But they do have the last 5 shots in this game. Now, the other piece of this that you would say is, of those 5 shots, BC has not let any of them be on target to this point.
Yeah, it's that back line, right? Just standing up Burkhart with a couple of blocks. You mentioned Finn Hines, and I mean, just seeing his selflessness out there, putting his body on the line, trying to generate offensive opportunities down the pitch. He's a player that has the potential here to be a good fit on that line, but if you're Boston College, eventually keep knocking on the door. Northeastern keeps knocking on the door. They're going to break it down, and you've got to get something up the other way, not only just to give your defense a little bit of a break, but get some offensive opportunities to build some confidence here late in this first half. So Behar's getting some help to the sideline. Talked about how important this back line has been, and Christian Behar, a big part of that last year, played in all 17 games, a full 90 in 14 of those 17 games. And get some support here from Eric Almendares and the athletic trainer.
Such an important piece for what Boston College wants to do. Bob Thompson has called him probably pretty clearly the most improved player over the last couple of years on this BC roster, and the type of piece that he has turned into.
Just an outstanding story as well. Product out of Lawrence, Massachusetts, attended the Brooks School, was an all-region, all-state player. And he's just continued to get better and better throughout his time here at Boston College.
So Behar comes out on the injury, CJ Williams comes in, and the Eagles will shift tactically, so Williams will go into one of the center back spots, and Burkhart will come over to the left back spot vacated by Behar. Again, that's what we talk about, the versatility of Burkhart, being able to play that holding midfield role, the center back role as we've seen earlier today, and now we'll go to that left back spot. So the back line now for BC, Gundelach and Williams is the center back, and Hines and Burkhart are your left and right back. Taken away from Abdul Malak. Matthews plays it back. Richard Constance is in there now for Northeastern for the first time. 1-0 Boston College lead on the 10th minute penalty scored by Ask Ekeland. Dylan Mafong was the one who did the work to draw it. Abdul Malak, and Royale plays it forward. I think Martinson was just kind of, his momentum was going left. He tried to turn back right a little bit to start it forward and just couldn't quite secure it.
It's like seeing a curveball, right? You just try to kick over the top, but it goes under your foot, under your boot, and got spun around there.
I don't know. I never saw him. That's why I'm here with you.
Guess that's why we're both here, right?
That's right. Deep ball over for Abdul Malak, trying to get positioning against Schurz. Eagles put some pressure on and some contact there. Foul goes against Boston College. Under 7 minutes remaining here in this first half. 1-0 the lead for the Eagles.
Yeah, we can safely say that Northeastern has taken the opportunity here.
Another card I think is about to come out. They're going to give a card to Martinson Wold. I believe this is for the argument after more than the infraction itself, which is the second time that John Rush has handed out a card for excessive conversation. Remember, he did so to Tobias Jan right before the PK went in. Too far for Matthews.
But just back to that point, Eric, it feels like Northeastern is, since that penalty kick goal by Ekeland, has dominated possession. BC just maybe 1 or 2 chances down on the attacking third, where Northeastern has had it in the midfield and in BC's attacking third, or defensive third, I should say.
Shevchenko Rogers going to his left. Now works it back for Abdul Malak. Shevchenko Rogers again, left-footed cross, looking deep. Almendares got a head on it and will earn a corner out of it. Richard Consis, the sophomore, all he could do was knock it out over the end line.
Oh, he talked about BC's back line playing big. That's a great job by Consis to get something on it, gets a piece of his body, and forces that out of play. You know, a kid that only played 3 games last year, now finding an opportunity here in his sophomore year.
Behar is usually the one who will take these from this spot, so it's Burkhart who will take the Eagles' third corner.
This is where you can see Hines sneaking back door.
ball. Pushed out by Constance. Works back for Gundelach. Right back into the box. Looking for Abdul Malak on the far side. And Tobias Jan secures it. 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Shears goes back to get it. I mean, you know, we talk about that ball over the top, and you know, the thing is, if you just connect on one of them, all of a sudden this could be 2-0 very quickly. I think you're right that the conversion rate of those was probably a little bit higher in game 1 against Binghamton than it's been today, but it also doesn't necessarily mean that that pass hasn't been there.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what BC is trying to take advantage of. If it's going to be open, you gotta expose it, but it just feels like they're maybe just a couple of, maybe a yard or two off.
From the edge of the box, Borak sees it clean. Messiah Carroll just trying to find something on the turf there.
When you go back to the quality of looks for BC early on, it felt like it could be 2-0 or 3-0 here, but Northeastern weathered the storm, and got to credit Boston College as well. Defense and Andrej Borak have not allowed a goal to go through.
Sharoni has some space in front of him. Goes to his right, and Burkhardt is right there.
I felt like he just got caught up in making a decision whether to take a shot or pass it off, and allow too much time for the defense to close out.
Shots are up to 6-4 in favor of Northeastern. That was pretty clearly, it looked like Kennison went down on his own there.
Turf Monster has come to play today. He has made himself present here in the first half.
That last one, though, that Borak had to make a save, and even that one was kind of right on the post. That's the first official shot on target for Northeastern today. The official is at his discretion to stop the clock when he feels like too much time is being taken. He does do so right here. Royale settles nicely, and that got it right back. Second touch from Martinson Wold. Almendaris getting more and more time. They love his composure. He's going to play some key spots for the Seagulls team. Abdul Malak to his right foot into the box. Couldn't connect with Shevchenko. Rogers coming in on that far post.
Just a good feed, just couldn't connect, but a good idea there for Boston College, especially with a couple of runners in. You had a dummy runner through the middle that opened up Shevchenko Rogers.
Hines got tied up a little bit. Kennison loses his footing. The timer had been stopped, so the official did not allow Northeastern to restart quickly there.
I think he also just wanted to talk to Eric Almendaris about that last play. Yet again, another deflected ball.
Final minute of this first half. First 10 minutes dominated by Boston College, and they had a goal to show for it on the penalty. But since then, we've seen a lot of this into the box, and that time Borak does control it. A header on goal is the second one on target for the Huskies. They're up to 7 shots, and they have had 7 of the last 8 shots recorded in this first half.
Just feels like they've gotten more confident since that goal went in on the PK, and much better on possession with trying to string together passes than we've seen on the opposite side for Boston College.
Eagles put some pressure on. Is there a late charge? Martinson Wold, it's blocked. Heck of an effort by Capilla to step up and eliminate the last chance of half number 1.
Huge block.
So it's 1-0 BC at the end of the first half. Credit Northeastern, the back half there did some nice things, but the 1 goal belongs to Ask Ekeland in the 10th minute.
Then they had a shift where they went more smaller passing, pushing BC back, and that ended up working to their benefit, getting more shots on target and more shots than BC in that last stretch of the first half.
Shevchenko Rogers starts the second half for BC. Royale still out there, but then game starters Ekeland and Mafong are back in to start for Boston College here in half number 2. 1-0 lead. Ask Ekeland has the goal in this game on a penalty in the 10th minute. And that is the lone tally to this point. Cross coming in for Northeastern. Borak, I'm not even sure bobble is fair, was right back on it with no problem and secures it.
I think that's been the impressive part for Borak, is his control. Even when he does make initial contact, it might bobble, it might get away, but it's never in a position where the other team's able to pounce on it and capitalize, and usually has some defenders around him to help bail him out. So he's had a really good job in net here today against Northeastern.
Ethan Leary in the back, along with Ethan Kang. Start half number 2. Both teams did go a decent bit down their cards, and though ironically enough, it was basically just line changes for both of them at each time.
BC with 5 subs, and then Northeastern matched them with 4, and obviously BC had to get an injury sub in there for Behar late in that first half, but the Huskies have done a good job as well, just keeping the legs fresh. They have a younger team, still trying to find their identity here on the season, and they're keeping up with this BC program.
CJ Williams, who came in on that Behar injury. A restart for Boston College. Toro goes back for his goalie, Borak. We saw Borak a little bit more starting the transition, going with some of those deep balls in game 1. For the most part, since that point, it's been much more work to the center backs and let the center backs kind of make the read. Here's Aiden Farwell, who starts the second half.
I think part of that's just accuracy as a young player, transitioning to the collegiate game, making sure that your passes from the goal line or those goal kicks are a bit more accurate than they were maybe in club or in high school. Definitely has some strength on that leg, though.
Flowers putting some pressure on. Here's Gundalak, who steps up. Hines trying to get it right back for Shevchenko Rogers. Eagles are going to try to use their possessing in the back to create some more chances and limit the opportunities for the Huskies. But Flowers trying to put the back line in a blender and does take it away. Bryce Flowers on possession for Northeastern. Prado. Morris Matthews works it wide. Mafong, the closest Eagle to it. Nice development here. Here's Brown. His shot missed. Just wide. So that's a takeaway started by Bryce Flowers putting pressure on, and eventually that leads to Northeastern's chance.
Yeah, we talked about how good the sophomore Bryce Flowers has been this season and scoring, and that time the defense trying to lead to some offense, and Fraser Brown just off target. Maybe a little bit more English on it. Could have curved in, but good opportunity there for Northeastern.
Another takeaway. Good effort by Neil Devnani. And Brown ends up worse for wear, going to the turf here with an injury.
Yeah, Devnani just got a piece of Brown as they were both trying to get into that ball. Just a bouncer that gets by, and looks like Brown's just going to try to walk it off here.
Pressure, Neil. Let's keep it up.
It's been a staple here for the Huskies throughout his career. You see a lot of transfers on this roster, but one of those players that has been there throughout.
Gundelach takes his space that time, and it's Farwell. Behind a chance down the right wing. Forward for Ekeland. He lets it go through for Mafong. Dylan Mafong, a nice move. From the top of the box, and a save by Jan.
Incredible moves by Dylan Mafong. We've been in awe on just his movement and skill with the ball. On this shot, he knew he had to go top shelf, but great size, great save by Tobias Jan to just extend that left arm and get a piece of that ball.
Best effort either way outside of the goal that was scored on the penalty. And now a corner kick. Burkhart goes deep. I think he was trying to get it all the way back to Mafong.
It feels like more, you know, we can say about 3 or 4 opportunities for Boston College that started on the foot of Mafong, trying to work that ball into the box.
Mafong back on it, taken down just outside the box, but they'll rule that he kind of lost his footing on his own.
I feel like momentum just carried him over, and good tackle there by the Northeastern defense.
Remember, he was the one that drew the foul called in the box that led to the penalty. Burkhart trying to get positioning, and then it's eventually Mafong who comes back and takes it away. Fraser Brown nearly did the same, but Farwell got back to it. Ekeland plays it forward for Royale. I mean, when you do start to put it together, when you add a Royale into the fold up front, and you add a first year like Svevchenko Rogers, you are starting to see some real depth up front. Not just skill, but depth. And again, the fact that there's a history of scoring, no matter what level it's at. And Royale, you know, as we said, tied for second of the team last year with UCLA, scored 3 goals, 23 in his career. We've talked about Hank and Cho's time and what he did at the Division II level. Now, between the levels, 46 goals in 51 career games.
Just incredible what he's been able to do. And you know, talk about that first game here with Boston College, finding the back of the net.
That got deflected off of Ekeland's foot. Tobias Jan taking no chances.
And I like it for Northeastern. Jan is quick to release that ball, get it back to his defense to try to build up from that back line. And that's really BC stepping up in those passing lanes. We saw Northeastern do it towards the end of the first half. Now, the Eagles not giving anything easy to the Huskies.
Nice ball to the middle. Tepe to his right. Tepe shot. Then the follow is stopped by Borak. Big save on Devnani. Boy, I'm not sure Tepe got everything he wanted on that first one, but it bounces around, and Devnani has a wonderful opportunity that Borak is tested on for his biggest challenge of the day so far.
Yeah, huge, 6'5". Uses all of his frame to get to that left post.
Low ball on the corner. Royale got contact first, still in the mixer, and Borak secures it with Rowan Capilla making contact on the way in.
But again, we go back to Borak and just being able to recover in such a good way. I mean, sometimes that first shot, with how tricky it was, can get you out of position, but to just get back up, keep your eyes on the ball, and protect that far side, huge from the freshman.
Watch the cover shape, Red. Back four, watch the cover shape.
Ball comes down to Ekeland, a little tied up in his feet.
Neil and Cade, flash.
Tepe does keep it in by that much. And keeps it going. Tepe comes into the box. Brown trying to work his way into position. Gundelach really steady. Stayed with that all the way.
Shape and play.
Great job just controlling possession here for Northeastern.
So you certainly can't say it's lack of chances at the other end, because we saw that couple of grade AA chants for Boston College on one end, but Northeastern's kind of back in a spot, what we saw in the back half of that first half.
Another good ball.
Tepe with Hines the closest to him. Gets around Shevchenko Rogers and plays a deep cross right side of the box. Matthews, entrance, looking for the header from Brown. And Hines does enough defending.
You can see Matthews kind of put his arm up, wanted to connect there with Fraser Brown, but just a little off. Brown was trying to cut across the defender and maybe flick it back towards the goal, but just couldn't connect there. And again, you just go back to these passes for Northeastern, not forcing it, not rushing themselves. They're just trying to break down this defense methodically, and it's kind of worked. They just haven't been able to pay it off with a goal.
Looking for Shevchenko Rogers. Gundelach goes forward with it. Just trying to connect with Farwell, but Prado got in. Matthews wide. Mafang defending Christoph Schurz. Devnani with some space. Ball forward to Matthews. Just a soft touch off the left foot.
Again, more opportunities for this Huskies defense. Jeremy Bonomo here on the near side has been coaching up the team throughout, and he's done a really good job with the adjustments here today, trying to get this offense going. It's the press, really, for the Huskies that has caused the turnovers.
Farwell. Nowhere to go with it. We'll work through the back line. 33 minutes remaining. Still a 1-0 game. The lone goal scored on the penalty by Ask Ekeland. Williams over top this time. This time Shevchenko Rogers right there. Defended well at first, but Farwell goes and collects, as the Eagles do change field for the moment.
And again, it's Prado on that last play, stepping up, trying to win that first ball.
Williams wide for Mafang against Devnani. Mafang to his right with space, into the box, looking for Royale. Kind of hopped up on him a bit. Hines has some room. Shevchenko Rogers back for Farwell to get it. Farwell taken down. Defended well. Gundelach right back where it came from. Ethan Leary was the one there on the back line, defending well on Aiden Farwell.
I think Northeastern had a good opportunity to try to find Devnani on that far side. He was jumping with his arms up. Let's see if they go that way again this time.
Burkhardt forward for Ekeland. Ask Ekeland. Drops for Farwell. And Mafang gets a chance to create. Nothing doing it, it's the back line.
Again, credit this Northeastern defense. Everybody's moving, everybody's trying to mark up a man, trying to find where to go. BC just trying to tire out some legs here.
Keeping possession all the way. Nice ball for Farwell. Good one through to Shevchenko. Rogers off his left foot, getting the cross to Ekeland. It did get a piece of it. And then it's cleared out by Capilla on a sliding effort. Well, here's more of what BC's looking for in their possessing. To get chances like this. Ekeland trying to get through, and he earns the corner.
This is great defense by Northeastern. Stepping up again is Capilla. It's one where you got to be careful, especially with a player like Ekeland, who knows how to position that ball and potentially put himself in a position where he could get a foul in the penalty box. But Capilla just a great tackle, forces it out of play, and it'll be another corner coming up for the Eagles.
Shots are up to 13-7 in favor of Northeastern. 5-3 now in shots on target. Andrej Borak's been credited with 5 saves. Maybe even 1 or 2 by some of his defenders. Ekeland off the corner. Punched out by Tobias Jan. Burkhardt. Another service back in. Jan's there, no problem.
I know, minus the penalty kick, both keepers have been outstanding with what they've been able to do. I know Jan would like that read on the PK back against Ask Ekeland, but you look at Borak and some of the saves he's had to make, and now even Tobias Jan, the senior from Germany, has been able to read a couple of these shots really well.
Out off of Tepe, couldn't secure it.
I like this from Jaden Prado, the junior. He's trying to just encourage his teammates. Hey, next one. That was a tough first touch by Tepe, the senior, and got a junior there trying to lift your spirits.
Well, this is the final game for Boston College before their ACC opener this year. They'll play Cal. That's a Sunday game this week, 4 o'clock start. Right here in Newton for the Eagles and the Bears. New #1 team in the country this week, Stanford. Original #1 Vermont dropping all the way to 9th. There's a couple weeks in that opening poll, so it can sometimes drop a little bit more. You have Stanford, Clemson at 3, NC State at 5, Wake Forest at 7, Virginia Tech at 8, Pitt 10, Duke 14. The ACC schools in this week's NCAA rankings. Eagles will see NC State on their schedule. They'll see Duke, both those games at home. They'll be on the road against Virginia Tech. They do not see Clemson. And they will be on the road against Stanford as well. So schedule is brutal no matter what combination of ACC teams you see, but a bunch of those teams we just mentioned will be on the schedule.
We've talked about this. It feels like this year, going along with last year, picking up off of last year, it feels like we've seen some upsets even early on. College of Charleston taking down North Carolina. It feels like this is another year where we can see a deep run for maybe one of those mid-majors or a team that nobody's really expecting at the end of the year.
NC State now, that's Mark Hubbard, who was the coach at UNH and did such an amazing job at UNH. Who's now head coach at NC State. Here's the upcoming schedule for BC. So you have Virginia Tech there, now ranked 8th. NC State now ranked 5th.
Think about that stretch right there with Tech, NC State, and BU at home. Rivalry game. It's going to be a tough one for the Eagles, and that's why these games matter here, is if you can get results early on, you build more confidence.
mentioned the connection. Okay, so UNH Mark Hubbard goes to NC State, and the guy who replaces Mark Hubbard at UNH is Northeastern's former coach, Rich Weinrebe, who was the coach here at Northeastern before Jeremy Bonomo. Here's a chance. Ekeland to his right foot. Ekeland just missed. How about that chance? Developing quickly as well.
Just capitalizing, and Ekeland thought he could find the top corner. Just too much sauce on the shot. It sails wide, but good opportunity for Boston College to try to find some insurance. We were talking about the America East and how good they've been with developing good programs.
Obviously, Vermont and what they did last year. New Hampshire's been a staple in the NCAA tournament. It's kind of amazing. Northeastern lost 2 coaches in a row to their alma maters, right? Rich Weinrebe leaving after a couple of years, going to his alma mater, UNH, and before that, Chris Bondi, who did a really nice job, 6 seasons, took over as the head coach of UConn, his alma mater.
Something about that appeal, right? You just get to be somewhere you're familiar and keep that successful.
What a touch by Ekeland. Does get it across to Farwell. Equally good for Hines. Eagles on the move with Russell Brown. Farwell from the right side. Ethan Kang closest to him. Marcy Colleen in an open area. Here's Ekeland from deep and missed high. Well, it's great to see Marcy Colleen in the game. First appearance of the season for Boston College. Took a little bit of a knock in training, so was not able to play at the beginning of the season, and they're going to ease him back in to the fold. Also battled some injuries last year, really throughout his whole career. But when he's been right, he's a really solid player in that midfield role, coming in as a transfer from Cal State Fullerton before last season.
Had the game-winning goal against UNC last year.
Royale. And Northeastern countering back. Nani walks it through for Ethan Kang. Here is Prado. Oh, didn't get it. Russell Brown, can he get around? Slides and keeps it going.
It's a great job just playing that off the line, not giving up on the play by Russell Brown. He obviously resets it to Northeastern, but it could have been a more dangerous opportunity for the Huskies.
Here's Mafong. Mafong, little fake. He's got all kinds of creativity. Dylan Mafong, who we did not see last year, has just kind of burst his way through in training and what he's done to kind of earn a role.
Product out of Santa Fe Christian, led the program in goals. He's the all-time leader in goals in program history. You also got to develop your footwork somewhere, and he's part of the national futsal team. So a lot of movement there. Much more closed space.
Part of that team in 2022. BC will sub here. Eric Almendaris will come in for Aiden Farwell.
You know, this crowd, this team know how important Aiden Farwell is, and just his story and what he's been through throughout his career, suffering a couple of injuries, and good to see him back playing crucial minutes for the Eagles.
Royale comes wide for Russell Brown. Brown's got some space to walk into. Brown from deep. Stop for the moment. The follow-up just missed. Royale was in there. Almendaris as well. were kind of two cracks at that. And then Brown trying to go to that far post and just missed on the second effort. Well, Schmidt comes back in a sub here for Northeastern.
But that's what you want to see from Boston College, is not a shot go up and then a couple of bodies move away, but just follow your shot, follow the shot. And that time Brown almost gets an opportunity to put home a rebound.
They've definitely settled in, I think. You know, more possession here last 10 minutes or so in this second half. Again, you know, it's slow and tenuous at times, but going back through their center backs, willing to hold possession, not forcing as many over top as we saw early, trying to make up for it in the first half.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest differences is we're looking for that home run ball a lot, try to open this game up, but instead just taking the possession game and, you know, relying on your defense, relying on your goalkeeper, forcing Northeastern into mistakes of their own. Tepe just got a foot in on Almendares. But if you're Northeastern, you've got to start putting some pressure on here with just 20 minutes left in the second half. Got to force BC into some mistakes now.
Almendares chips it for Mafong. Nice work again by Mafong. And that's a good example of it, right? You know, Russell Brown has a choice at that point. They've developed far up the pitch, really good work by Mafong, but if there's nothing there, just work back, keep possession, reset.
And this works for BC now, right, with the 1-0 lead. The question is, can they do this in a matchup against a better team in conference? Are you able to play the possession game and keep the lead that you have? I think that's been the issue in years past. Nice move by Brown, but just shoots it wide.
Goal kick for Tobias Jan. Under 19 minutes remaining here in the second half. And a whistle at midfield. Ethan Kang was the one knocked down.
Haven't seen Kang involved too much coming off of an all-rookie team selection in his freshman year. It was a preseason All-CAA honorable mention coming into this year. His minutes continue to rise, played 31 against Stonehill and then 59 against Drexel after missing the season opener.
Prado. Now Tepe. Matthews back for Prado. I think he was ready to serve into the box there, couldn't get by. And they're gonna rule that Prado initiated the contact there against Russell Brown, or excuse me, against Finn Hines. So it's BC ball.
I think that's a great call by the official. Prado was trying to go to the right side and just got caught up going left, so he had to run over Hines there, and the official was all over it to call the foul.
Second touch to Hines. Schmidt had it next. Still bounding around here. Royale. Oh, look at the work by Royale. Squirts back deep. Williams will go back for Borak. A little bit of pressure just forces him to go wide.
Tepe knew that was going to take a heavy bounce. Takes it away.
Devnani had it for a while there. And now Northeastern in a dangerous spot. Devnani back for Prado. Brown comes in, makes the tackle.
That's a couple of big plays here by Russell Brown on the near side. Had support from Hines as well if he needed it, but just to get down, get that ball away, and not have a corner kick going to Northeastern is just impressive. So BC will take possession back on the goal kick.
Still just that one goal in the 10th minute on the penalty. Ask Ekeland, his first goal of the season. BC looking for win number 2 on the year for their ACC opener against Cal on Sunday.
Great job winning that ball back after the errant pass down the pitch.
Tepe to his right. Browns had to defend quite a bit. And it ends up deflecting in towards goal. 15 minutes is all that remains here in a game that still is 1-0.
Can sense in the last couple of possessions for Northeastern, they're starting to feel the sense of urgency to get down field and try to get something dangerous in the attacking area.
Timer will stop Marcy Colleen. Or beg your pardon, it's Royale, I'm sorry, who's the one down for Boston College. And they will stop time with 14:42 remaining in this second half.
Yeah, looks like they're trying to stretch him out there. Almendaris and Ask Ekeland trying to help out his teammate, their teammate.
Royale's up to 49 minutes now. He's stayed in ever since coming in the 27th minute in that first half, and started the second half as well. Again, first appearance of the season for Royale. Took a little bit of a knock, so just been a bit unlucky with setbacks, but healthy now. Though it looks like he will come off here for Johannes Henken Chostheim.
You talk about his career, not only at UCLA, but at Wofford as well. Was the SoCon Player of the Year back in 2023. Was Freshman of the Year in his first year. Now back healthy and can be a key contributor to this Boston College offense.
So we restart with a throw. Thrown all the way in on goal from Russell Brown.
BC loves to have Brown on those throw-ins, especially in the attacking third. He has such good strength and accuracy on those throws.
Will Schmidt got twisted around. Colleen, you see his work. There's the ceiling of what Marcy Colleen can do.
Chris, in the attacking half, release.
got to credit BC here in the second half. In the defensive third, they have just not allowed Northeastern to have anything too dangerous. Yeah, that follow-up shot early on in the second half, but nothing that has put too much pressure on this back line and Andrej Borak.
Eagles throw. Gonna take every extra beat they can, which is within their right at this point. Up by a goal in the late stages of the second half.
If you're Northeastern, you've just got to be ready to try to counter on an opportunity, space out Boston College, and expose a hole defensively.
That is cleared out.
Russell, stay! Russell, stay! Russell! Stay! Inside us!
Here's the speed and the cross. It's too tall for Hankin Chostime. And then Brown on the back side of it.
You know, sometimes you don't want to take a foul in that situation. If you're Boston College and Russell Brown, you have to take it. That ball gets upfield, then Northeastern has numbers going the other way. So smart foul there for Russell Brown.
Yeah, certainly one you can live with. Some subs here for Northeastern. Shai Sharoni is back in, as is Alex Kennison.
Thought Kennison had a couple of good opportunities first time on.
Kind of settled into a stage of this game where haven't had a ton of chances. The Eagles have one in them right here. Ekeland being grabbed from behind. That's an automatic card.
Yeah, we just said it on one side for Boston College. You have to take that foul.
Yeah.
Ekeland with the size advantage and the speed advantage. You just don't want him to get by you. Could have been a 2-on-1 for Boston College going the other way.
So Will Schmidt is called for the yellow. This one, though, a little bit more of a dangerous area. So free kick for BC.
Got to think Ekeland's going to look for something in the box. He's taking a couple of shots from beyond the 18. Can find an opening, he might take it. He does have Hines to his right. A give and go with Hines.
I think there was a problem with the clock, so they're able to get it reset. Now Ekeland looking for Hankin Chostime. Spotted a touch too much. Colleen got the first touch on the 50-50. Over the top for Matthews, and the flag was up on the far side.
Just got behind C.J. Williams once that ball was sent. The far official had the flag up, but maybe a step or two off there of being onside.
Second time Northeastern's been called offside. That'll bring us towards the 10-minute mark of this game. Still just the one goal. Colleen knocked down in the midfield. Hines off the restart. Looking for Ekeland. That's where Northeastern can put a little bit of pressure on. Getting Burkhart on the back foot, but the Eagles head for Borak. I was gonna say, you know, we've kind of entered a point where we haven't had a shot for a while either way. Sometimes at this stage, the game might actually open up a little bit. This one's almost had the opposite effect over the last 5-6 minutes or so.
Feels like both teams just don't want to make the next mistake. It's definitely translating onto the pitch.
Which can certainly be a dangerous place to be, but I think when you're playing the way Boston College is trying to play right now, it also kind of suits them, as you talked about. Obviously, the fact that they're up 1-0, but just trying to hold their possession as much as possible. And really put the emphasis on Northeastern to kind of force them to thrust some opportunities in deep. Kang back for Capilla. Borak comes out to get it. Got a little bit of a shove with Carroll coming in.
Well, again, you look at what Northeastern was trying to do on that last play, just try to sneak in behind that back line, try to connect on one of those long passes. We haven't seen this type of scheme for the Huskies since early on in that first half, where they're trying to get that long ball, but now it's, you know, time winding down. You have to try to go for those home run plays and try to go for the deep opportunities, but that one went right on target to Borak, and he comes out trying to make a play on it, absorbs the contact. It looked like a couple of Huskies just go colliding into him, and now looks like he's gonna be all right.
Ethan Kang works over for Prado. A little bit of space for Cerrone. Nice move by Schmidt to get inside, kind of sits loose in the top of the box. And Borak sends it back to Brookline. Northeastern certainly going to look to pick up the pace as much as possible here. They're trying to find an equalizer. Just the one goal. A penalty scored by Ask Ekeland all the way back in the 10th minute. And, you know, ironically, you know, as we talked about a little bit, it wasn't just the fact that that goal was scored in the 10 minutes. The first 10 minutes, pretty handily dominated by Boston College. The game has certainly changed since that goal was scored. Ekeland chips for Russell Brown. Brown steps in. Brown looking for Hankin Cho's time, maybe Ekeland as well. I think that probably needed to get to 77 to have the best chance at it, but the Eagles will certainly take the time coming off. Down to 6:20 remaining here, up by 1.
That's right in the sweet spot of both Ekeland and Hankin Cho's time, so it's a tough read for Hankin Cho's time to try to get up, knowing that he has Ekeland on that backside to help. Northeastern is just trying to get something in the box here on this free kick, so they'll take their time, try to stack the top of the box.
Worth it to wait here and give themselves their best opportunity.
If this was closer to midfield, you'd probably see Jan take it so that more bodies can be in the box, but
Schur's cross. Almendaris dives and sends it out. Interesting, just the 2 subs for Boston College in this second half. We had seen significantly more subbing in the first couple of games, even in the second half, at least more players coming in. But here, just the one injury with Royale coming out and Hank and Chostime coming in. Oh, here's a chance for Hank and Chostime. Can he get by Leary and ice this game? Leary does a good job staying back with him.
excellent defense by Ethan Leary. That is just great on-ball defense, not to commit a foul, not to get in a tricky position, and to just clear it out and take the corner.
Yep, it does, and the Eagles will be able to take some time here.
I think if Hankin Chostime was able just to get a second of a settled ball, he would have seen Russell Brown streaming down the right side. It would have been a 2-on-1.
See what BC elects to do. 4:19 to go. Ekeland spins it in. Comes out for Hines. Trying to get Colleen a header. Does knock it down. Right in on goal, no problem for Tobias Jan. And down to 4 minutes left. Ekeland knocks it towards goal. Shots are now even in this game at 13. It has certainly not been even how we've gotten to that point, but that's where the numbers are at the moment. I think that was a mistake by the official. That was off of Boston College, but the Eagles get a break there. And they're taking the time that comes with it. Oh, Hankin Chostime nearly got in behind, but Leary read it at the last minute. Eagles have done a nice job, though, the last 3 minutes. Not letting Northeastern get anything, and now a foul, and a yellow card will come out. They'll stop the clock as well, 3:13 remaining.
Prado has gotten a beating here in the second half. He's been tackled hard. He's been taken to the ground hard, and that time he just tries to get through a defender and just kind of gets upended.
Marcy Colleen, the one called for the yellow. And now they've stopped the clock again as Jaden Prado was down for Northeastern and will come off to the side. Northeastern can bring a free sub in at this moment because of the injury with 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, I think our referee here on the side was worried about a head injury because of the way Prado had fallen on that last tackle. So for safety, they're going to stop it and get a sub in.
Ethan Davis will come in. This is his first appearance of the match. That's an important piece in Prado that does come off for Northeastern.
Davis got his first start and assist against Holy Cross. Another good reset.
CJ Williams guides it forward. Kennison. Kennison cuts to the middle. Good ball for Schmidt, and Borak secures it with 2:10 remaining.
And great job by Almendaris to come in, try to alter that shot, put some pressure on the Huskies. And again, Borak just able to read it, see it clearly. Shank that one.
Almendaris. Eagles are okay with this. Taking some time off with 1:32 remaining. And a 1-0 lead for Boston College, looking for their second win of the season. Trying to snap this 2-match winless streak. Lafong right along the end line, kept that going the whole way before Hankin Showtime drilled it into Ethan Leary's block.
I'm going to call it now, Eric. There's only a matter of time before Mafong is on top place.
He is really special to watch. It's been fun. And now into the final minute. For the most part, BC's done a pretty good job this last 6-7 minutes. I think Northeastern have one more rush in them.
Just got to build off of these pieces.
Ekeland is in position and wisely just plays it behind the goal. Down to 30 seconds left. Eagles trying to hang on to win number 2 of the year.
If you're Northeastern, you get a set piece, you send up Jan if you can. That's not going to help.
Yep, it goes out. BC can probably run this out if John Rush will let him. Looks like he's going to. So the 10th minute goal on the penalty holds up, and BC beats their crosstown rivals 1-0.